Well, I came to Middletown in 1996 when my husband was recruited from the University of New Mexico to be in the Armco sales class. So that is how we got here. I was teaching in Albuquerque at the time, and we moved here in 1966. We were here 1 year, and then we were transferred to Minneapolis. So I had been teaching. I'm now 83 years old, almost 84. I'll be 84 by the time of this event. And I've been a volunteer all my life. I enjoy volunteering. I taught school for, 10 years before we had children. And then I retired from teaching, but I did some substituting, and that's when I started doing more volunteer work as the children got a little older. Why I volunteer? One of the reasons was my mother always told us that we should leave things better than we found them. And I think that's one reason I started picking up trash. And I don't know, I've been doing that for years. I even taught my grandchildren to pick up trash. We'd go along the street. Their mother wasn't too crazy about that, but I'm just, wherever I am, it's been in Europe, it's been in Hawaii, it's been in Middletown, wherever I am, there seem to be messy people. And I recycle, and I think the Lord has kind of put that ministry in my mind. And then, well, I'm not one who really likes to be on a lot of boards and committees. I am more the person who goes out and does things. But I am on Keep Middletown Beautiful committee, and I have a flower garden in Gardner Park that I plant and take care of. And I've done that for years. I don't even know how many years I have done that. They've been in different places. We used to have them in Smith Park, but I've done the one in Gardner Park for a number of years now. That's one thing that I do. I worked on MidFest International a lot for all the years that they were in having MidFest. I enjoyed that because it was such a good learning experience about different countries. We always had people stay in our home and enjoyed that immensely. We've had foreign exchange students with us over the years from time to time. Another thing that I've been involved in at church, I'm in a sewing group. We make baby quilts that we give to the Burns Hospital in Cincinnati. We've given some to Atrium, we've given some to the Pregnancy Center. I just feel it's very important to give to others. And in the Bible it tells us to be a servant and to do things, and I feel that's my calling. Well, as a child, one of the big influences in my life was my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, who I saw very rarely, because she lived in New Mexico and we lived in Iowa. But I remember coming to her home. She and Grandpa had immigrated from Norway, and they were very strong Christian people. And whenever we went to Grandma's, we always had devotions in the little parlor out by the kitchen. After breakfast, we would pray, we'd sing songs, we'd get on our knees and pray, and we'd do the same in the evening. And listening to Billy Graham, I remember going to the telephone and cranking it up and telling all our neighbors, it's time for Billy Graham. She'd say, time for Billy Graham. And that made a big impression. And then in our homes, we went to church and we did a lot of things like that. And my mother was always very active in the community. She was a leader before her time. And my father was a farmer and was very busy on the farm. We were in 4-H. We were always involved in things in our church, in the community, wherever we lived. And my parents set those good examples for me. When I moved to Middletown, Veda Duff was a big influence in my life. She's been deceased for many years now. It was through Christian Women's Club I met her and some other women who are all deceased now, but they were a big influence in my life also.